Remember when the Crypto.com card used to offer free Netflix, free Spotify, airport lounge access, and that solid 8% Crow cashback? Let's be real, those days are mostly gone, but the purpose of today's video is to really talk about, is the Crypto.com Visa debit card worth it in 2025, and everything you need to know around that. This video will be fully timestamped, and if you do get value out of today's video, please like the video, subscribe, hit notifications, and let me know if you're going to pick up a card after the video. Now, some of you are probably wondering, well, Satoshi, what are you doing with your card? Well, actually, my Jade Green card just expired, the physical one, so I've got a digital version on the app. I don't have a Crow stake. I don't use the card at the moment. It's not really, I don't know, it just doesn't really make sense for me because I'm just not really spending a lot of money on there, and I don't know, I got in really early, and a lot of those early benefits are now gone, so I don't use it. But what I would say is I still use the app almost every day. I think it's a really good app. I feel like there are a lot of hidden fees that aren't properly disclosed, and it really does bite a lot of users without realizing it. I feel like they do charge really heavy fees in comparison to maybe some other apps or exchanges, so that's where I'm at with it. What is the Crypto.com Visa debit card? Mainly for those of you that have no idea. Well, it is essentially a Visa card which is prepaid, or also in some regions actually a credit card. You can spend crypto or fiat and actually earn crypto rewards based off of that in the form of CRO, CRO, the native token. There are multiple tiers from free to midnight blue all the way up to your obsidian, which requires a massive CRO stake, which we will be taking a bit of a look at. Higher tiers promise better rewards, at least on paper. Alright folks, so what has changed for the Crypto.com card since launch? Okay, so this card has changed massively since its launch. In 2024, guys, Crypto.com rolled out a new system called Level Up, okay? So basically what it is, it requires a 12-month lockup of Crow rewards. You used to get your Spotify and your Netflix, like I did mention in the intro, long term, but those perks expire after 6 months unless you're in the top tiers. Cashback rewards will also drop after the first year. So here in a nutshell is the 2025 cashback breakdown. The Obsidian, you're getting 6.5%. The Icy White or Rose Gold, you're getting 5%. 3.5% for the Indigo or the Jade Green there. 2% for the Ruby Steel, and for the free card, you don't get any cashback. Now, there's also a new card, guys. It's the Prime card here as well, okay, giving an 8% cash back for $1 million stake. The Obsidian at $500,000 USD stake. This is all worth of Crow, by the way. 50k for the Icy White Rose Gold tier. The Jade and Royal Indigo at 5,500 USD for the Ruby Steel. I think it's a little bit rich that they actually cap your actual cashback on the first 2 paid tiers, guys. So for the Steel and the Jade Green and the Royal Indigo, you can see here you got a USD monthly Crow rewards cap. That basically means you cannot earn more than $25 back a month from rewards. I don't really get why they do that. Really, I don't. Maybe it's to try and get them to upgrade to the Icy White and Rose Gold, which don't have a limit. And same thing for the Jade Green and Royal Indigo there. Okay, so essentially, in a nutshell, it's pretty obvious that you can see that if you're going to get one of these cards, it really does incentivize you to possibly spend more on things that you don't need, and you kind of get maybe sucked into the idea that you're going to earn a lot of Crow. But really, had you have just not spent that money in the first place and maybe invested it somewhere else or maybe in a different project, it would have been a bit of a different story. Now, I'm not saying this because I think Crow's good or bad as an investment, but I'm just saying it as like a psychological thing to understand. All right, you got to realize if you're the kind of person that is going to be spending a lot of money anyway, then it's probably for you, but you probably don't want to get capped off at those lower tiers because it just probably doesn't make a lot of sense. All right, folks, so we are over here on Reddit. So in terms of some actual real world feedback from some consumers, guys, there are a few people that are actually confused and feel like they are slightly being pushed towards this credit card, okay? So a lot of US users report that they're being pushed toward a credit card version, not prepaid. Some say the prepaid card is being phased out, but it is not super clear. Others mention issues loading the card, reduced top-up options, fees, and lost perks. And if you're earning Crow rewards, well, you know that token's volatility. Now, there are some users here giving some clarity. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to be actually true or not. So, Electric Jury 3579 says here, users in US will be prompted to apply for a Crypto.com Visa Signature Credit Card. You can switch to apply for a Crypto.com prepaid card if you are not eligible for the credit card. So according to that, it could be staying. But again, we'll have to wait and see for sure. And just taking a bit of a quick look at the price of Crow at the moment. Look, it's actually done pretty well in the recent uptick we've had with Ethereum and BTC currently sitting just above 13 cents. Everyone is really hoping and dreaming that it's going to get back to that historical kind of 90-cent level, possibly breaching $1. Is it possible that it could do, well, a little bit less than a 10x from here? Absolutely, it's possible. Do I think it's worth investing everything that you have in CRO? Absolutely not. I think you should be diversifying into a few of the top assets, not just CRO. Now, essentially, folks, who is this card really for and who isn't it for in 2025? So this is more just objectively based on the facts. So I would say it's good for legacy users, folks, that are already staked into top tiers. They're spending often and living in countries with no loading issues. Okay, so if you fall into that category, it's okay for you. But I reckon it's not really ideal for brand new users expecting free perks or hesitant to stake Crow for a whole year. So if you're a believer in that Crow coin, then yeah, maybe. But if you're not, then probably not. And so you might be wondering, okay, well, what other cards are there? So this is an article from BitGet here, and I would say we've got a few options, folks. There's the Coinbase card, all right? It's reliable, it's simple, it's got a 1% cashback in BTC or Ethereum. You've also got the Bybit card, up to 10% cashback with VIP levels as well. So that's pretty good, but probably more so for those VIP levels. Then you got Wirex or BitPay, consistent fiat-backed cashback. I didn't have a great early experience with Wirex, so I wouldn't personally recommend that, but that was many years ago. So I don't know, maybe they've stepped up their game. Okay, so the thing about this is there's no 12-month lockups, no Crow dependency with this kind of business. All right, folks, so what I'd probably say, look, it really just depends. It depends on you. So what is the final verdict? Okay, so in 2021, guys, you know, the Crypto.com card was really like a 9 out of 10 for me when I was getting involved in that one. Okay, but in 2025, I'd probably give it around maybe a 5 out of 10. All right, if you're already staked, maybe keep using it. All right, but for new users, it's outdated and the Crow dependency is a bit of a risk. I mean, could Crow do really well and hit that $1 level? Sure. Is it worth putting in several $1,000s in the hope that it does that just to get this use out of the card that doesn't really have great perks for new users? I don't know. Maybe it's not. I think the question really does come down to how much do you believe in Crow? I think if you really believe Crow is going to hit $1, then it could be a good idea for you to do anyway, just on your basic spending, just earn a little bit more, okay? Because basically any spending that you do, you're going to potentially get 10x back on that, okay? So unless they bring back permanent perks or reduce the staking period, guys, that's probably a reason for me not to get involved back into it, guys. So look, if you found this video helpful, guys, I'd really appreciate a like, a comment, your experience with Crow token, with the Crow card, and let me know if you want to see more videos about Crypto.com. You know, I've been doing videos about Crypto.com for the last 6-7 years, guys. So, you know, I know all about this, guys. And that's pretty much it. So I hope you enjoyed it, guys, and we'll catch you next time. Cheers.